Hello, I'm Melissa Thomas. I'm the Executive Director of the branch of Nashville. And the reason you're receiving this video from me is because we have learned that you are not able to come to our dinner tonight. We're, of course, sad and disappointed that we can't meet with you, but we understand. There are all kinds of things going on and sickness and different things. And so we're very sorry that we're missing you. Um, it's going to be a beautiful event, a room full of excitement. There will be a buzz in the air. There will be stories, and you will see those. You would have seen those stories and seen the hope and the successes that your work has been able to accomplish in the neighborhood. We've sent you a video and included one of those stories in the video, so please go and watch that and see how the work that you do and the heart that you have and the giving that you participate in helps to make these kinds of stories and things possible. We're going to talk about how tonight how every story has three parts. It has a main character, a tragedy, and a hero. And in the room tonight will be lots of main characters. There will be people who will be engaging with our guests, and they are English learners, and there will be people who will tell their stories of how things have changed for them, and they're moving right along and getting onto a path that is a better path for them. And those main characters are people just like you and I. Perhaps they came from harder places, places where there was lots of tragedy. People with hopes and dreams, people that have great resilience and are working very hard to bring better futures to their family. And I'm sorry that you won't get to be in the room to meet those people tonight. But we'll also talk about the tragedy part of the story. Tragedies, they take many faces, but they kind of all have one thing in common. They boil down to brokenness, to broken governments, broken systems, broken homes, injustice, inequality, slavery, abuse, exploitation, hunger and poverty, all kinds of things. Those tragedies drive people to look for a better way, to find hope, and to look for a better future. And so we're going to talk about the fact that even right in Antioch, we have poverty and we have hunger, and we've had our share of tragedy this year. We've had our share of bad news. There's injustice, there's hopelessness, there are problems to be solved. If you were in the room tonight, you would see some of the success stories, and they're beautiful success stories, but there are also still many stories like the story of Christina, who is a single mom raising 6 children. 4 of those children belong to her sister, brother-in-law, and baby who were murdered. Christina's taking care of that family all by herself. And recently, after 2 weeks on a job at a local university, they let her go because they realized she couldn't read. There's the refugee man who is experiencing significant physical problems and he can't work, and so his 15 and 16-year-old boy are getting in touch with us and saying, please help us to find jobs so we can support our family. So there's plenty of problems that need to be solved, but you know what? There's hope. There's hope because there's you. There are people like you, people that care, people that are willing to insert yourselves into the community and the situations and sacrifice and give and make things happen. And I think the most important part of what's going to happen tonight is that we want to hear people, we want people to hear and recognize their part in these stories. In the room will be people, or as I'm talking to you, there are people with big philanthropic hearts. There are people who own businesses and want their businesses to be a part of solutions in the community. There will be people that are with churches. There are churches and Jesus followers in the room. I myself, if you know me, I'm a Jesus follower. And what does that mean? I think that means that it's a person that should put their money where their mouth is, walk out their faith, get in the weeds, and help people find solutions. I think it means we love deeply and we recognize that every single person is created in the image of God and deserves care and respect. You know, Jesus was out in the neighborhood. He was healing sickness, he was feeding people, he was righting wrongs, bringing mercy and justice, teaching a new way to live, giving hope into darkness. So regardless of the reason why you come to us or we are in this conversation, I venture to say that you care about people and community and you want to fix things that are broken. If you were in the room tonight, you would see a show on the screen, a little boy from Aleppo. If you take your phone and you Google the boy from Aleppo in a bombing, you'll see the little boy whose image we all saw a year or two ago. We were riveted by the images that were coming out of Syria and Greece, children washing up on the shore. It was all too much, and we watched, but we didn't want to watch, and we felt helpless. You would see that picture tonight on the screen. But then you would see another picture that we want to show you, and we've included that in this video, in this email here, and I want you to look at it. It's about 17 seconds long, and it is delightful. About 2 years ago, a different little boy from Syria came to America, and you'll see him giggling, sitting on his couch in Antioch, Tennessee, eating Doritos. And you will see the results of a family that have taken care of this family and helped this father find a better job so he could buy those Doritos, and helping mom and dad get English, and all of the things that are needed to help this family get on their feet. See, we might not be able to do anything in Syria or Greece or the Congo or some of these war-torn places, but you know what? We can do something right here in our neighborhood. We can help people that have experienced horrific conditions and people that are currently in great need. So that's why we're here talking to you tonight. We want you to consider giving. Give deeply. We need people that will give sacrificially so that you can be a part of writing hope-filled stories. We want you to think about tomorrow, how can you engage? What can you do to be a part of the solutions? And then the third thing that we want you to do is to own your part in the solutions. Let's figure that out together, and you get in and own it. What are you willing to do to help your neighbors in this community write their own success stories? This is very important work that you are doing and that you have the opportunity to be a part of, and we don't do it without great sacrifices from people like you. So thank you for giving us 8 to 10 minutes of your time, and I hope you've enjoyed your little bit of a taste of the evening. I'm sorry you won't get to have any artichoke chicken or a brownie with strawberries and sugar on top of it, and most especially that you won't get to meet so many precious people whose lives are being touched and who you are a part of. Until next time, thank you. Good night.